very tippy. Makes me very, very nervous. So I've got about a 6.5 hour drive to get to, I think it's called Vary Beach. It's up in the western end of the Florida Peninsula. So we're headed up there, and that is where we're going to start the Southeast BDR. Very much looking forward to it. I only found out about this when they launched it, I think about a week and a half ago. I can't find any videos on it. They have a short, like 4-minute video on motorcycles, but that's the only information I was able to see on this, minus their map. They dropped the map, and I was like, well, I'm already going on a trip. Changed my plans, and we're doing this instead. Should be fun, should be an adventure. I've done sections of this before, just looking at the map, through the Georgia Traverse and the Smoky Mountain 500, all the way up into Damascus, Virginia, which I've been up hiking before. Should be pretty fun. These guys that do these BDRs do an excellent job routing maps, and they are like adventure motorcycle maps. So these guys are taking like BMW GS 1200s and that kind of thing through it. So if they can take those through, I can take a Lexus through, so I'm not too worried about that. The only thing is, I don't know where the camp spots are along most of this map. So we'll be hunting camps, probably doing some late days, some long days. I only have 4 days to get the entire trip done. So I'm hoping I can make it to Virginia, but I haven't convinced myself that it's going to happen yet. But whatever I'm at on Sunday night is where I end. I got to head home Monday. I got a busy work week coming up, so that's kind of how the trip's going to go. Should be fun though. Thanks to the guys at BDR, and let's see how this goes. Now this is my driving weather. I know most people like clear skies and all that kind of stuff, but empty roads, light rain, yes please. Well, made it to Vary Beach, and this is the start of the Southeast BDR. Not a bad way to start my trip. It's like 80 degrees out. Beach is absolutely gorgeous. It's a shame I can't stay. I gotta go. I got another couple hours to drive north, but this is the official starting point, so here we are. All right, let's get this kicked off. This is Juniper Creek in Blackwater State. I think it's a state forest. Check this place out though. Super nice. All right, well, we're about an hour off the beach and finally made it onto some dirt. It's just outside of, I think, Blackwater River State Park. Not quite sure where we are at here, but it looks to be the middle of nowhere, Florida. We're up by like Florida-Bama border. There's not a whole lot up here, but it's dirt. It's gonna be slow going, and I'm excited about it. Would appear there's a wildfire up here. I'm not sure this is a prescribed burn. Like, kind of looks like it. Maybe they're hitting the deadfall from the hurricane that came through a few months back. But it's certainly smoky. Wonder if this is going to carry up into camp tonight, because we're not that far away. I'm only like 15 minutes from camp. I guess we'll find out, but This whole right side of the highway here looks charred up. Obviously still a lot of hot spots, and it's still, like, I can see flames by the side of the road, so yeah. I guess we'll see what's going on at camp tonight. Hopefully it's not too bad. North Hurricane Lake Recreation Area. Home for the night. Pull in, see what this spot looks like.
Continue on Hurricane Lake North Entrance Road for 3/4 of a mile.
Thank you, robot. I have never been up here. I've never been in this area of Florida before. Never actually traveled into the Panhandle somehow. Lived down here for 25 years. So far, Panhandle looks just like North Georgia, actually. I mean, it's different than Ocala, so it's different from Central Florida. It looks more like Georgia up here. Georgia, Bama. We're really close to the Bama border. I'm going to pull in here. We're going to get set up. Well, what a great first day of the trip. The trip down to Navarra Beach was very nice. I ran into a little bit of rain, but that's Florida. Pulled up to my camp spot here. Check this place out. Camped right up there. Got the truck all set up. I'll show you that in a second. I'm gonna be cooking some kangaroo taco tonight. Got some kangaroo meat from Wild Fork. And I'm gonna make some tacos. I don't know what else to do with it. It's ground beef, well, ground kangaroo, and I don't know, should be yummy. But this is not the worst view. We are right on the Florida-Alabama border, and it's beautiful up here. So the trip's going very well so far. Hopefully tomorrow goes the same. I'm hoping to get through Alabama up into Georgia and maybe even hit Tennessee tomorrow. But we'll have to see what the trail's like. Today it was just like fire road type stuff, which is basically all like the Georgia Traverse is, Smoky Mountain 500. It's all the same thing. It's all that fire road, which is great. There's lots of good camping available. The trails are easy, especially when you're solo. I don't need anything like terribly difficult where I break down and I'm 1,000 miles from home and by myself and 2 days walk into town. Like it seems silly. So very happy with how the trip's going, and let's go make some dinner. Yep, kangaroo tacos. Can't wait. It smells so good. All right, let's try these bad boys out. Now, I have never had kangaroo before. I need to give them a shot. Now, truth be told, this is not a fancy kit. I got one of those like little taco kits you can get at Publix.
not super fancy. I'm not like Marco and some of those other guys I watch on YouTube. Those guys are awesome. I am not that guy. I got out here. I've never had these before. I'm gonna try them out. I'll try the simple way. Cost like $2 for the kit. I'm sure they could have been done better. I'm sure they could have brought cheese and vegetables and all that, but I didn't have the room in the fridge. So let's give these poor man kangaroo tacos a shot. See if I can not make a mess of myself on TV. Okay. It's different. It's good. It tastes like a gamey taco. Yeah, I dig it. All right. Well, I've got like a pound of this to get through, and I'm here by myself. So, cheers. I'm gonna crush my way through this and some Buffalo Trace and have a great night. Go rack out. I've got a big day tomorrow. I'm gonna try to work all the way through the rest of Florida, which takes probably a half an hour, 45 minutes, because I'm like right on the border, up into Alabama.
Well, as nice as this campground was, got up at 7, started making breakfast. Got up a little later than normal because I was trying to get up and see the eclipse last night, so I was up for an hour doing that. Got skunked, was totally socked in. But at 8 o'clock, these dudes started rolling in. They're expanding the campground, which I understand, it's fine. It's not for me to go anyway, but it definitely kind of killed that nice, quiet state forest campground vibe. But we're gonna get going. I'm gonna head up north through Alabama, do some wheeling today, hit some trails, and looking very much forward to seeing what it has to offer, because I really haven't done anything in Alabama before. So here we go. I should be able to get back into the dirt here in like 10 minutes. This campground is right off the trail, which is handy dandy. So, gonna head out of here. We're still in Florida. Go up into Alabama. Go hit some trails up there. See what Bama has to offer. Very much looking forward to it. Let's see how today goes. And as promised, 1 minute outside of camp, I'm back on dirt. So that's awesome. Let's see what this trail looks like. All right, so with these trips, you never really know, since you haven't been on that route, what's dirt and what's not. So in my case now, 30 miles into the dirt. I'm gonna air down a little bit, not because I need traction or anything like that. It's a fire road, just to have a little bit of vehicle sympathy, make the suspension work a little bit less hard. Aired on the tires to like 32 PSI versus my highway pressure, probably good on a 30. It'll just smooth the ride out a little bit for me. The truck's not gonna get jostled around, I'm not gonna get jostled around as much. Just another layer of suspension. So that's what we're doing here real quick. It's gonna take me 2 minutes and I'll be back on the road. Just aired the tires down, smooth the ride way out, so. Probably should have done that a little earlier, but didn't know how long this dirt road is going to last. Apparently it lasts a little while. We actually got on dirt, made our way into Alabama, and have been in Alabama now for 15, 20 minutes. All on dirt, and we'll see if we can keep that going. It's a fairly well-maintained fire road. Just kind of exactly what you'd expect for one of these trips. But the views are nice. The weather's really good, and so far the map's been great. Keep going and see what else it has to give us.
through some farmland, old silos. Right up through some unused fields anymore. This one on the left is clearly being used. The one on the right hasn't been groomed in a while. But this is the trail. Looks like you're going right back into the woods back there. We've been on these forest roads now for a couple hours coming through Bama. So far so good, making good time, keeping around like 30 miles an hour. A lot of like deforesting projects going on out here, and I'm not sure what that's all about, but keep running into them. Should be popping out here into a town any minute. That'll be nice. I gotta get a splash of gas, stretch my legs, that kind of thing. Overall, good trip so far. If you are concerned, like, man, I don't know if my car can make it on this kind of trip, you absolutely can, at least so far. The Florida part, the Bama part to this stage has been very doable on a Subaru Outback. I would probably put some like more aggressive all-terrain tires on it and not the standard street tires, just to avoid punctures. But aside from that, this whole thing's doable in a car. I just got passed by a UPS truck making a delivery, to give you an idea, and I'm every bit of what I would imagine is 30 minutes from a paved road. And that UPS truck came flying down the road like he does it every day. So thinking, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if my car can do it. Yeah, grab your stock all-wheel drive car, slap some all-terrains on it, and go adventure. This is very, very doable. I'm gonna try to get to camp here tonight. Hopefully. By like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Well, I know why they picked this trail. There's nothing out here. It's wide open. It is very smooth. And it's real twisty. And I'd imagine on a motorcycle, this is a blast. It ain't bad in the truck, but on an adventure bike, this would be a lot of fun. We're finally gaining some elevation here. It's cooling off, but the sun is going down. It is exactly 5 o'clock. I was hoping to be a lot further along than I currently am. Unfortunately, I am not. I'm still about, I don't think I'm even 2/3 of the way through Alabama. I thought last time I checked in that it was a little bit further than I was. Alabama's just taking a while to get through. Part of it, it's a motorcycle route, so they're finding all like twisty, turny, fun roads, which is cool, but not after trying to make time. And all right, well, we made it to camp. We ended up getting 2/3 of the way, maybe a little bit less, through Alabama today. Started off just shy, maybe like 20 minutes of the Florida-Bama border. Ended up cutting north and just kind of zigzagging my way through all of the very small back roads, twisty turnies, all the dirt roads, all that of Alabama. Good trip, just taking a while to get through. I kind of thought I'd be an hour into Georgia, and I think I'm probably still 3 or 4 hours from Georgia. So that's how these things go. I've never been on this route, but it is really fun. It's good. Coming through some nice sections of Alabama, which I've never been through before, which is cool. It's a little windy. I'm not sure I'm going to get to do the fire pit thing. I bought firewood and then got over to this camp spot and realized that my fire pit is not in my camp spot. It's by my camp spot. And it's down like 10 feet below me on the lake, which would be awesome if it wasn't like 10, 15 mile an hour breezes right now. So we'll see. It's almost 8 o'clock. I kind of feel like eating, just hanging out here and then going to bed. It was a long day. Did about 10 hours of driving today. Really good, really scenic, and I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna make this. I got some bison, cheddar, and jalapeno sausages from Wild Fork. Sounds awesome. Bison glizzies? Yes, please. I'm gonna throw some rice in there and some veggies in there towards the end, get it all, whatever, make an actual meal of it so I'm not just having straight meat. And I think I might just call it a night. I'll have plenty of firewood for my next camp spot. So I think that is the plan. We'll see how this turns out here in a minute. I'll show you when it's done. All right, so let's try it out. Bison, cheddar, jalapeno sausage. I saw it on there and there was like 0 chance of me not getting this. I usually just bring kielbasa on trips because I love it. But bison, cheddar, jalapeno, like if they had managed to put bacon in this, it would have been, that's a wrap, bud. Yeah, all right. The sausage is awesome. I pre-cooked the rice, put it in a plastic bag, and then just try to like reheat it. I need to rethink that one. It's a little bit hard, so it's still okay. The sausage is great. The veggies are good. The rice, I think I need to put in there and cook a little bit longer than I did, but that's fine. Live and learn. I've got a long day. I'm gonna enjoy my meal. Go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow. Try to outrun that weather that's coming through. I got a warning from my wife on the way up here. There's a weather system coming through. Be careful. All right, so I looked at it. There's definitely some weather coming. And then when I called this place to schedule this, they also told me, hey, by the way, there's some weather coming. Like, most people are canceling. So I was like, how are you still have spots? They're like, well, everyone's canceling. All right. What's the deal? And she's like, well, they're calling for like F2, F3 tornadoes. They're actually closing the office of this place tomorrow because the weather's supposed to be so nasty. So I need to get up early, eat breakfast, and then fly. I need to get up through Bama, through Georgia, into Tennessee, and try to beat this weather system out of here. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I don't know where it's traveling from there. I haven't had enough service to get a good read on it. But as soon as I do, I'm going to stop, take a look, and I might be in a hotel tomorrow night just based on weather. I really hope not. I don't mind camping in bad weather, but I'm not camping in like possible tornado weather. That's just stupid. So I'm gonna eat this real quick, go to bed so I can get up early for day 3. I'm excited. First 2 days in the book, both great days. Really good job on the trail. Again, guys, BDR. It's a backcountry discovery route for sure. And it's been an adventure so far and I'm loving it. All right, good morning. Spent the night in aptly named Wind Creek campground. See if I can get this thing to spin around. Check out this view, huh? Wind Creek is an appropriate name. It was pretty breezy all night, as you can kind of hear in the mic now. Very nice. We got boat docks over here. This is apparently a premier place for like bass fishing where they hold a ton of tournaments. Absolutely gorgeous though. Not a bad way to wake up. So on today's agenda, eat and then haul butt. That weather system coming in is supposed to be pretty nasty. It got upgraded overnight.
And so I really have to make a strong push north. Try to get myself out of it. We'll see how far I can get. There's only so much I can do. I wanted to be in Georgia already, and that was not happening. I was pushed pretty hard. I mean, I did 10 hours of driving yesterday, and just wasn't happening. So make another strong push today, try to get above this weather system, and see how it goes. But for now, I need food and I need coffee. So that's what we're doing. All right, it's about 2:30. Been on the road all day. I think I left camp at like 8 o'clock. Hello, random doggy. Seems to be a theme. Just like random puppies all over the damn woods. Oh, I'm hoping this guy just didn't drop that damn dog off and then haul butt. That's gonna upset me. So I'm gonna back up. Make sure this guy just didn't drop his damn dog off. I got the tent up. I gotta put the awning out in a second, but before the light went, I wanted to show you my camp spot. There's my picnic table, right on the lake. There's my fire pit down there, so I'm gonna bring the chair down there after I'm done making dinner. I mean, check this place out. Not bad. All right, well, we made it to camp. We ended up getting 2/3 of the way, maybe a little bit less, through Alabama today. Started off just shy, maybe like 20 minutes of the Florida-Bama border. Ended up cutting north and just kind of zigzagging my way through all of the very small back roads, twisty turnies, all the dirt roads, all that of Alabama. Good trip, just taking a while to get through. I kind of thought I'd be an hour into Georgia, and I think I'm probably still 3 or 4 hours from Georgia. So that's how these things go. I've never been on this route, but it is really fun. It's good. Coming through some nice sections of Alabama, which I've never been through before, which is cool. All right, so let's try it out. Bison cheddar jalapeno sausage. I saw it on there and there was like 0 chance of me not getting this. I usually just bring kielbasa on trips because I love it. But bison cheddar jalapeno, like if they had managed to put bacon in this, it would have been, that's a wrap, bud. Yeah, all right. The sausage is awesome. I pre-cooked the rice, put it in a plastic bag, and then just try to like reheat it. I need to rethink that one. It's a little bit hard, so it's still okay. The sausage is great. The veggies are good. The rice, I think I need to put in there and cook a little bit longer than I did, but that's fine. Live and learn. I've got a long day. I'm gonna enjoy my meal. Go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow. Try to outrun that weather that's coming through. I got a warning from my wife on the way up here. There's a weather system coming through. Be careful. All right, so I looked at it. There's definitely some weather coming. And then when I called this place to schedule this, they also told me, hey, by the way, there's some weather coming. Like, most people are canceling. So I was like, how are you still have spots? They're like, well, everyone's canceling. All right. What's the deal? And she's like, well, they're calling for like F2, F3 tornadoes. They're actually closing the office of this place tomorrow because the weather's supposed to be so nasty. So I need to get up early, eat breakfast, and then fly. All right, good morning. Spent the night in aptly named Wind Creek Campground. See if I can get this thing to spin around. Check out this view, huh? Wind Creek is an appropriate name. It was pretty breezy all night, as you can kind of hear in the mic now. Very nice. We got boat docks over here. This is apparently a premier place for like bass fishing, where they hold a ton of tournaments. Absolutely gorgeous though. Not a bad way to wake up. So on today's agenda, eat and then haul butt. That weather system coming in is supposed to be pretty nasty. It got upgraded overnight, and so I really have to make a strong push north. Try to get myself out of it. We'll see how far I can get. There's only so much I can do. I wanted to be in Georgia already, and that was not happening. I was pushed pretty hard. I mean, I did 10 hours of driving yesterday, and just wasn't happening. So make another strong push today, try to get above this weather system, and see how it goes. But for now, I need food and I need coffee. So that's what we're doing. All right, day 3, heading through northern Alabama. Seems like I'm going through some farm country here to start it off with. There's a Chevy Equinox in front of me, so obviously not like seasoned off-road. Yee! It's just dirt road. Slow going. This is what a lot of Alabama has been, which is why it's taking so long to get through. Nice country, but slow going. So I was a little bit wrong in how fast I can kind of boogie through. I'm used to Georgia, like Georgia Traverse, or even parts of the Smoky Mountain 500. You're going on trail, but you're hitting it, 30, 40 miles an hour. Alabama has been half that. So well, I guess we'll see how long this takes. Just kind of cruising through.
A few moments
more
later.
back road stuff. Yeah, all right. Yeah, much better ride now that I'm aired down. This is very like Tennessee-like. It went from just like clay roads that were pretty managed to just this like broken up, rocky, what you're seeing in the course of like a half a mile. Very unmaintained, very fun road. I don't know how well traveled this is. I don't know anything about the area, but it's fun. It's gonna take forever to get through here though. I was kind of hoping to book it through Alabama today because that weather system coming in is gonna give me some grief. But that does not appear to be the case, because this is not a short trail, and I can't go fast. I'm going like 10. So this is kind of what I wanted to see. I mean, the views out to the right here are amazing. Starting to get some elevation, getting up in the mountains. This looks like it gets pretty cool when it rains out, because I'm basically driving up a big wash. But truck's taking it great. I'd imagine on the bikes this is a ton of fun, because those guys can really rip up through this, where in the GX I kind of have to crawl it. But I'm gonna put this camera away before I drop it, because it's starting to get ruddy, and we'll keep going. I really am just kind of driving up a washout here.
getting rockier, it's getting tighter, it's getting more overgrown, like people really don't come up here very much. I don't know if that's the case or not. If you're watching this and you're like, man, we go up there every weekend, I guess hit me in the comments and I'll correct it, but oh boy. It's a good little trail though, finally. I'm a big fan of like just cruising through country, like back roads, forest roads, that kind of thing, but kind of overbuilt the truck for that. This is kind of what it was made for. Get up and over all this mess and come out the other side okay. When I said the whole trail could be done so far with like your basic car with all terrains, this kind of cancels that out. You're not getting through here. You got to take a bypass. So this section, I would say, do not do in a car. I guess you could once. All right, we're gonna have to get out and take a little look at this mess. All right, so you saw we just came through. Took about a half an hour to get back here. Not too bad. Then I happened upon this disaster. Now, at first glance, this doesn't look too terrible, but I'm gonna see how deep some of this stuff is because I got car parts floating in it, so, ow, all right, it's not bad. All right, so that's not bad. But then up ahead, it looks to get way worse. Like, way worse. I don't see a way around that. So I'm gonna have to kind of scout this and see if it's even worth going through the first part to get up to the second part. That's all hard. Looks like I can make it around here. But I got my winch and I got my Max Trax. What I don't have is a second vehicle. Ugh. All right, well, just spoke to some locals, and it sounds like this is all very, very doable. Does have a little bit of a step coming up, which is a little concerning because the guy in the Colorado made it through, but he's got a full set of lockers, and I do not. Getting there shouldn't be too big of a problem. That Silverado just came back down it, and he's in two-wheel drive because his actuator blew. But that step is a little concerning up here. I'm not entirely sure what that looks like. And without lockers, I am a little sketched out about that. We are a little top heavy too. just to give you an idea of why I'm nervous. It's like a 4-foot ledge I'm riding next to. It's super windy. It gets very off camber. And if I do put it on its side, kind of in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And he said the hard part's up front. And anything that gets very tippy, makes me very, very nervous. I've got a few hundred pounds like on the roof, which is exactly where you don't want a few hundred pounds in a tippy section. Oh, Christ, what is this mess? All right, so here's the rub. I have made it far enough where I don't know that I can turn around because there's nowhere to do it. This right here is that shelf he was talking about. And I can kind of straddle this, and it looks like that's kind of the way to play it. Left tire here, a little bit slippy. That root's gonna be slippy. Oh, yeah, it's slippery with my feet, Jesus. That shelf right there is probably what he's talking about. If I can stay left, I think I can get up and over it. I think we're in it to win it right now. We're gonna give this a shot because I don't have a choice. And with how windy it's getting and how nasty it's getting, I gotta get the hell out of these woods or I'm gonna get stuck. I'm not sure if I'm picking it up, but there's probably a 25 mile an hour wind. I gotta go. So, here we go. So far on this trail, I have had plenty of opportunities to two-wheel it, and I can feel the truck teeter-totter, and the A-track, along with the terrain select, center lock, 4-low, truck's been taking everything like a boss. Very impressed with the truck. The truck is way better at this stuff than I am. All right, made it through that section, just crossed the major road, and now I'm back on like fire roads. Back to making decent time. I can cut through here at like 30. Follow this trail, see if I can stay ahead of that weather I just showed you. It's super windy out, but gaining elevation. I'm at like 1650 feet right now and going up. Beautiful views of the valley. It would be hard to show you on camera, but take my word for it. I think the wind is kicking up a bunch of dust and smoke from something as well, because even bare eye, it's hard to see down there. The plan is to keep driving. I want to be in camp like most nights, like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
We'll see what this weather does, see where it puts me, and see what this trail is like. That just cost me that little, like, man, that could have been more than 5 miles maybe. Just took me a couple hours, where I'm trying to do 30, 40 miles an hour average on the trip. That was very, very slow. Gave me some gray hairs. Excuse me if I sound like a wuss, but it is what it is. Fun, definitely fun. But given how I'm doing the trip and what I'm trying to do today, man, I would do something to come back and try with like a group. See if we can get everyone through. But we're gonna hit this trail, see where it goes. It's supposed to bend up, hit some camps. I definitely, as much as it would be cool to hit like a camp at elevation up here in the mountains, normally, today that is not in the cards. The last place I want to be is actually at elevation up in the mountains today. They're expecting some very severe weather. Like I told you, like tornado warnings, which I don't think come into play in the mountains. But if it's strong enough to have tornadoes, it's strong enough to be 40, 50 mile an hour breezes up here, and that's going to bring some trees down, which means wherever you're at, you're probably stuck. So I am going to get out of here. There's some more water crossings. Just going through them as I hit them now. So far, it's all been very solid bottoms. Nothing's been giving me any grief. And I'm honestly at a point where it doesn't matter what's ahead of me, as long as it's not a foot-thick down tree. I'm sure I just jinxed myself. I'm going straight. I really don't want to go back through what I just came through downhill. Alright, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here as far as weather. This is what I'm trying to get a hold of, or ahead of, and that's where I'm at. So as you can see, I have failed to get ahead of the weather. I am driving straight into the weather. Let's see what this looks like in the next couple hours. It's noon right now. Oh man. With my track, I may be able to stay away from it, because I'm going from here up into this area. But I'm trying to still get out of the woods here, so let's do that. Concentrate on that before it gets real nasty. Get on the highway, get on the road, get out of here. Alright, it's about 1:30. Been trudging along. Had a little bit of highway section, had a little bit of dirt road. Right now we're on, it's a very nice dirt road. Easy driving, trudging along at maybe like 25, 30. Trying to keep the speeds down because it is a lot of blind corners, and the last thing I need in this portion of the trip is to go head on into someone else. So we're kind of doing our thing here, following the route. I should only be, I'm hoping, maybe an hour from the Georgia border. We are skirting ahead of that that storm front. Storm kick is kicking northeast, and we are kicking northeast, and we seem to be kind of paralleling each other, so that's good. It looks horrible off to my left, but I don't know if the camera's going to catch that. Probably not. As long as I keep pushing northeast, I think I'll be able to clear it. And then the problem is getting into Georgia and finding camp, figuring out where I'm going to stay. I don't necessarily want to bed down in a like a too terribly of a primitive site, just on the off chance that the weather does get nasty. It's going to hit us probably 8, 9 o'clock at night up there, so I'd get like settled in the camp, get up in the tent, weather would snap, and I'd be kind of stuck there. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We'll have to see what the weather does. We'll have to see how far I can make it. This is the cool part about running a new trail to you, is that you can't really time it out because you don't know how fast you're going to get places. If I'm running the Traverse, like, I have a pretty good idea where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be, and I can map that one out. Same thing with like the Smokies. But this is the first time I've been through here. Alright, well, according to my map, we just crossed into Georgia. And I've got campground coming up. It's only 3 o'clock, so I'm not going to stop there. Hello, cows. But we're now in Georgia. It is still incredibly windy. Well, the weather caught me. Not a big deal. The wind has actually died way down from what it was up in Alabama. But it's raining, which, whatever. I don't think that I've ever been to Georgia and it hasn't rained on me. Not worried about that. I have an awning for that. We're going to, I believe it's Fort Mountain State Park. They have a nice campground there. We're going to see if I can't get a spot. It seems like everyone decided they didn't want to camp this weekend because there's weather coming through, which works out great for me. Haven't had a problem finding something for me. Alright, been on trail in Georgia here for a little while. Looks a lot like Bama, what you'd imagine. And this is right here is what most of Georgia looks like as far as the Traverse and that section goes. I think we have a small water crossing right here. No, yeah, it's a very small water crossing right here. And then we're gonna head out, and I believe it jumps onto Blacktop, and then we gotta see if we can find some camp. It is about 4:30. I am ready to get into a campground or a camp of some sort and get comfy and get settled in before it starts pouring out. I'd like to get in and eat and get settled in before the rain gets there. Well, like a lot of this trip, plans have changed. This weather system that I was staying east of has shifted. I should have been out of it, but now it's going to come due east right around like 9, 10 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock now. So I found a camp spot right on the lake, really pretty. Look up, and the trees above me are swaying like 10 feet side to side. And a lot of it, I can't tell if it's just fall, so doesn't have any foliage yet, or if it's almost dead trees that just haven't fallen yet. Either way, they're 100 feet tall, and I don't want it above me swaying like that in a rooftop tent, or quite frankly, anything. So, I left, pushing out towards LJ, which is like 25 minutes from here. Now, I've been to LJ a million times. Really like the town. Usually rent cabins from Sliding Rock there. Unfortunately, it's like 8 o'clock at night, so I can't rent a cabin right now there, or a Cherry Log, which are both nice. Honestly, not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can find a hotel. I don't know if there's even... I'm sure there's hotels there, but I don't know what they're like. Or I'm not going to stay in like a little roach motel. Yeah, I don't know. It's Saturday and it's late, so unfortunately, my timing on this is not great. So, it is Sunday, and we made it through the storms. North Georgia got really, really beat up lots of lightning, lots of wind. There was a bunch of tornadoes that dropped down into towns. Out by Chatsworth, where I was trying to stay, they had tornadoes, so I'm glad I got out of there. What I'm doing now is heading home. I was only here until tomorrow anyway, and I had to run the Traverse section today, and since I didn't bring my saw with me, there is zero chance that I'm going to make it into the...
In a quarter mile, turn right.
Shut up, robot. Zero chance I'm going to make it anywhere in the Traverse today. So, womp womp. Trip's done. Storm canceled it. So, that's kind of what that is. Well, the trip hasn't been affected enough by weather. I'm on the way home. I checked the weather because it's been looking like this for a little bit, coming up on it. And yeah, I'm flying into, for the next like 3 hours here on the way home, big tornado warnings all through northern and central Florida. And it's going to be pouring in a second. So, for some reason, pouring rain and tornadoes are following me. It's almost like this trip was not meant to be successful. Been 100,000 miles on the truck, which means it's just broken in. It seems fitting that I hit 100 miles or 100,000 miles while on this trip, because basically this truck is for this kind of trips. And most of the mileage put on it has been on these kind of trips. So that's going to be a wrap for the Southeast Backcountry Discovery Route. We gave it a good shot. I only had 4 days to do the trail, and we only got 3 days on trail because of weather. But what a great little adventure. Well put together trail. Thank you again to the guys at BDR for putting it together. We'll come back up here, give it another shot later. If you want to see what the Georgia Traverse section looks like, I have a whole video on that already on the page. If you like what you see, like and to subscribe, please. And until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you on the trail.